big gamble. I took a big risk. That's what a lot of people would say. Or I'm completely nuts because I sold half of my XRP and I invested and quadrupled the position I had in XCN. A lot of people said I was crazy. I was going to fail. I didn't know what I was doing. I was investing in a banker's coin. I was investing in a scam when I first bought XRP at 2 cents. They said I was completely nuts when I sold my house and bought XRP. But you know, my entire life, I have been called names. I have been told I was going to fail. I was told I was wrong. You know what is interesting about that? All I did was win. Sure, I had failures throughout my life, but every single time someone came against me and told me that I didn't know what I was doing, I won. And I believe a lot of you are in that position right now. Type 1 if you feel like that. Everyone that's ever came against you has said that, you know, you didn't know what you're talking about, you're wrong, and you had this gut feeling and you went for it and you won. Type 1 if that's you. Now, I got some big news last night about XCN and Onyxcoin from XCN team members themselves. Now, just so you know, this was all public and on X, on my X profile, but I want to read you this post that I put out. And then I want to talk about a couple things that I'm going to do with XCN and where I see it going. And yes, inside that pizza box lies the secrets of all mankind. No, just the crypto market. And I want to remind you about this. I'm going to take away, we're going to close down enrollment soon to the DeFi Pro course, the complete bundle. If you want the course, you want the exclusive trade picks when we come out with them, because they don't come out, they're random because we have to make sure it's at the right time for a pop or a bounce, or like in XCN's case, an explosion. All my students have doubled their money in the last week. And once a month group coaching calls all the way till next January. One price, links down below. All right. This is what I posted on X, and then wait till you hear what Onyx said. @Chain is an American-based crypto company. I want to make this very clear because people the other day were telling me how it's not American-made. They have no clue. I can't get over these keyboard warriors that sit there and they hear something and they start typing before they could even process the information. There's a lot of loons out there in the crypto world. I don't know if you type 2 if you agree with me. All right. And just like Warren Buffett says, most people do not have the wherewithal or the emotional aptitude to be investing in stocks, especially crypto. That's just the truth. All right. So I said, @Chain is an American-based crypto company. Chain created XCN. XCN also merged at one point with Stellar to create Interstellar. XLM is an ISO 222 compliant coin. The only question is, does the Onyx team desire to make XCN an ISO compliant coin once Goliath is complete? Pretty soon after that post went, Onyx came back and said, yes, we do. Now, I hear this all the time from people that invest in XRP and XLM. ISO, ISO, ISO. Yep, I get it. I understand it's need, desire by investors, by banks, by governments to do business with them. I get that. That's why I invested in XRP. From the very beginning, I said the reason why I've invested in XRP, it's not because it's some decentralized, amazing project. It's an awesome project that banks and governments are going to do business with because a private company, Ripple, is developing it. And I know that is, in and of itself, an incredible fundamental value indicator right there. I've been right so far. So far, I've also been right about XRP is going to dip in price and XCN is going to take off. For 24 hours, XCN has been trending on CoinMarketCap in the top 4. It was the top 1, the highest trending coin for most of the day yesterday. This is how I'm going to, I know it sounds funny because I don't even want to buy a Lamborghini, but I got to prove a point. I'm going to buy a Lamborghini soon for $20,000. I'm going to show everyone how to do it. Well, I've been telling you I was going to show you. I put the 20,000 into XCN, along with a lot more. But my point being is that $20,000 of that XCN money is earmarked for a Lamborghini, and it's going to go up to 100. It and don't confuse my words, because I think XCN is going to be going in the future. I'm not going to tell you when. And when I say in the future, it doesn't mean tomorrow. It doesn't mean next month. I believe it's going to go much, much, much higher. As a matter of fact, I think it's going to melt faces and just piss off more investors that were on the sideline. I also want to state, and I did know this, there is a short position on XCN. It's ironic. It's sitting right above when the shorts are about to be liquidated, right pretty much where we're at. We're right there, that 22 number, 022. And there's about to be a lot of people liquidated. Now, I'm going to say this. I have never, ever, ever shorted a stock or a cryptocurrency in my life. I think it's dirty. I can't stand it. I hate it. If I think something's going down, I simply sell my position or lighten the load, and I let it go down and I rebuy. Okay? I think that shorting is, to be honest with you, in my opinion, I think it's evil. And it's one way of manipulation that I can't stand. Now, a lot of people have said that I'm a pump and dumper. Nope. I buy something. When it goes up a lot, I start going, hey, you guys should take some profits. Not a lot. Take profits, take profits, take profits. I'm taking profits, take profits, take profits. And then as it comes back down, and if it's still a value, I buy it back up. XCN, I always held 50% since I told everyone in December, end of December, I think it was. I took my initial position. Out of all the profits I took, I always held 50% of my position. Although I did do one wash trade that I cleared in one day for tax purposes. My point being is that, like I said yesterday, I believe you're going to see XCN 5x in price, meaning at that point when we started was what, 008. So I don't know what that price is. 5x, what's 5 times 8? 48? I'm horrible at math. So almost 5 cents. I think you're going to see XCN 5x before XRP. That's just me. And I'm a nutball. I get called all kinds of names on the internet. So we're going to see who's right? And to be honest with you, I want to be right. If I'm wrong, I want to stop being wrong, and I want to be right. I think that XCN is going to get to that price before XRP gets to $10. Now, here's another thing. There are people that are sitting there saying XCN's going to $1. You know what? If they pull this off with Goliath, they get ISO rated. They're within ISO compliance. With the amount of token holders, like just the other day, another 1,000, I believe, wallets were opened up, new wallets holding XCN. With the adoption rate that's going on, I could see it doing that someday. When I say someday, I'm talking years from now. But there are also people saying that XRP is going to 10 grand. I said, do I believe that? Yeah. But you know what? That's probably a decade away, and Ripple would have to destroy or lock up forever a large percentage of the coins they hold in escrow, which they can do. So my point being is Onyx has got a burn rate now. It is deflationary, even though all the tokens aren't out yet, but we do know the max supply. They're working on liquid staking and all this other stuff. I got to be honest with you. I'm looking at the news flow for Onyxcoin, XCN, and I'm pretty darn bullish about it. Now, can that change someday? Absolutely. Am I still trying to meet with the team at Chain and at XCN? Yes, I am. I am actively trying. I have been sending them DMs, and I want to meet with them. I want to talk deeper stuff. You know, just the other day I was asked, hey, are you going to the XRP conference by one of the big exchanges? And I said, no, I don't want to spend, $600 on an overpriced ticket when I know some of those speakers have been speaking at these events and don't even own any XRP. Makes me sick to my stomach, quite frankly. Although I did have an amazing conversation with the CTO of Ripple, 2 or 3 weeks ago. Wish Dylan would have caught it on film. Really cool talk. I'm really big about who works in the team, what their passions are, what their goals, their vision for the project going forward. And I'm actively pursuing that right now. But I'll tell you this, I personally watch the level of aggression and passion in investors in this XCN. I'm like, this reminds me, it smells and feels and tastes just like when I invested in XRP at 2 cents. And I get that. Ripple was a public company, in a private company, but out in the open. But they weren't out there just, going crazy too in 2016, 2017 when I first started investing in them. And so a lot of these projects, these DeFi projects, have been really quiet. And Donald Trump signed an executive order for cryptocurrency, wiping a lot of what the SEC was trying to do to hold down these DeFi projects. And what is it, XCN or Onyxcoin? DeFi project, a decentralized way of lending. And when you follow it back to its roots from chain, I mean, shoot, you look at Etherscan and it's still got chain all over, its fingerprints all over that project. And you look at, as part of Interstellar, and Interstellar is an ISO. I believe what the Onyx team told me yesterday. They said it. The only question is, does the Onyx team desire to make XCN an ISO compliant coin once Goliath is complete? And they said, yes, we do. So I got to be honest with you. The last high, the most recent high in 2022 was what, 18 cents, 21, 20, 18 cents around there. It had at that point a 3.5, I believe, billion dollar market cap. It was in the top 50, I believe, back then in 2021 on coin market cap. Yesterday, it broke back through into the top 100. A lot of traders are now eyeing Onyxcoin. Can it dip from here? Yes. I mean, anything that goes straight up is going to have corrections, right? Am I selling it right now? Heck no. There's way too much emotional pressure on it right now. And especially when XRP is sitting where it's at, and a lot of other cryptos are sitting where it's at, and this thing's taken off like a rocket ship. And I told you yesterday, you're going to start seeing a myriad, a plethora. Sí, el guapo. Do you know what a plethora is? No, el guapo. What movie is that from? Anyway, my point being is that you shot the singing bush. My point being is that you're going to see so much coverage on this. It's just going to explode. And all these technical analysis guys, I love it. I use TA too, but you can't fight a Super Bowl commercial. And when you do a video and it gets a lot of traction and people go, oh yeah, that looks good, I'm going to buy one or two or spend $10 and buy $10 or $50 with Onyxcoin, a new wallet's opened, a little bit more buying pressure. That's what actually blows away TA. Everyone's taking TA and they don't understand. There's specific projects, and I told my students this, the DeFi students. I met with them in the last meeting, a week and a half ago. I said, okay, the emotional pressure is on Onyx. I watched it pump. I showed them the volume pump and the price pump, and I said, I didn't touch it. I didn't buy that day. And I said, and it went from what, 0078 or no, 00686, sorry. And it ran up to right under 1 cent, hit resistance, came down. And I said, okay, we now have to look for these two price targets, start buying up this weekend. And I told them that's what I'm doing. And of course, I'm competing with all my own students. So it was hard to get some trades going through because volume was really light and it was ready to pop. And it's funny when you watch all these TA guys, they're like, we're there, we're almost there, we're almost there. I'm like, well, stand by. We'll just make it happen. Ninja Nation's massive. And now it looks like you're going to have it. It may not even retest that trend line. I don't think it's going to, quite frankly. And so let's do this. Sound out. If you own XCN, type it down below. If you are bullish on it, if you think it's going to go up, I want you to type up. If you think it's going to go down, I want you to type down. And then later on today, go back to this video and read the comments. There are people losing their minds. Do you know who those people are? Saying that don't listen to me, hey, it's free country, you can listen to whoever you want. They're the people that are short XCN. They're freaking out. Whew. Now, like I said, shorts start getting liquidated at 2.2. And I believe through, was it 2.8? I have a feeling there's going to be a gap. Don't hold me to that, but I got a feeling we're going to gap. So like in London, you got to mind the gap. All right. With that being said, if you want to join the group, our next coaching call is in a couple of weeks. We do one once a month, a group coaching call. Me and Dylan show you our insights, what we're investing in, what we're planning for next month. And it is actually a planning session. I show you based off of where we're at, our portfolios, where our coin picks are, and then what we're going to move into next. And that's I'm doing once a month. This is the stupidest deal ever. I think the entire package is $1,200 or $1,300 plus the DeFi course. And trust me, that is going to come in very handy in about 2 months. All that knowledge where you can pick up specific projects. All right, in a timely fashion. All right. With that being said, the Economic Ninja is out.